Anybody like me, if there was something I'd like to do in it, I could have access to it. Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop has a neat little, I guess you would say, complementary program you can download called Configurator, and that allows you to get some type of open source type of functionality with Photoshop where you can customize your palettes or palettes, tomato, but it's the same thing. They also have, you can override keyboard commands. You can even remove certain features. And of course, there's always plugins, if you want to customize. But, this is GIMP, so you go to gimp.org here. And there's just no need to spend money on Photoshop. I mean, even if you're a photographer or you're getting into photography or retouching, not recommending people in America really get into that career. This is one of those offshoring type of things, and but you should get one of these programs. You should get PaintShop Pro if you got Windows. If you have a Mac, forget it. But if you got Mac or Windows, GIMP is the way to go. So there you go. They're at GIMP 2.6, 2.6.10, released in July. So it's probably pretty stable there. I think that it's difficult to resist the temptation to either steal a cracked version of Photoshop, which I don't believe in. Not to say I'm innocent, but I mean, I've been using computers since I was in 3rd or 4th grade, so I just don't think that it's a sustainable type of act to go and download software that you're supposed to be purchasing. So you should, buy it. But if you can't afford it, or it's too risky, you're like, well, I may not need it, then don't buy it. You get something like GIMP and work with that, or PaintShop Pro. There's always alternatives, and you should always explore those alternatives before you spend a whole lot of money. And that is Mr. Eric's financial advice for today. Last week we were working on a very interesting image of this fine, legendary karate, jiu-jitsu master, Moses Powell, and we're trying to fix his picture up, make it look really nice. And you recall in the last segment we actually started working on the color cast. So I said, I think we should continue, and we shouldn't just stop right there. I should continue to take you step by step till we fix the whole thing up. Why not? So let's jump to the screen and get started. I think that when we're done with this segment, we're going to have to continue in the next few segments. It's going to take a while. So here we are. Let's see what mode we left it in. Typically, it's good to leave it in the mode that you're working in until you're done with what you're trying to attack. And in this case, we are trying to attack the color casts, right? So we'll work on a particular area of the photograph. We're working on the halo of this other master here. So I grabbed the eyedropper tool and control click and sample. Alt option click and sample this area. Of course, making sure that ours up here in the options bar, the sample is 5 by 5. Now, in the channels. This is not available in Elements, and this is not available. No, I think it's available in GIMP, but it's not available in Elements. And by the way, I forgot to mention that Adobe Photoshop Elements would be a great alternative as well. But it is limited in some of the features. Just a little limited, just a little bit. You're not going to have curves. You're not going to have channels. So that's a down point. So if you're on a Windows machine, get Paint Shop Pro or try it out first. See if you like it. All right. Let's jump to our. We'll look for our cast. Yeah, this is where we were working. So let's jump to that B channel, get a nice big fat brush, one we left with, and let's check him out before or after. See that yellow's gone.